Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about pretty much a post that the devs made on the official forums. So pretty much in this post they discussed future single player changes and also stuff that's on their priority list pretty much, right? So I'm going to have the post that they posted on the screen right now, and it's also, the link's going to be in the description if you want to read about it further. I decided to make my own list of what I found most important and what they said, and also my comments on it. The script is always going to be in the description like always, and it's going to be also on the screen right now. And yeah, let's just go one by one and talk about each single change that they're either working on right now or that's on their priority list, right? So yeah, let's start with the first one. So they discussed an independent mode where you can create your own kingdom with no main storyline. I think, in my opinion, I think that's a very interesting concept. So if it is what I think it is, I think like you're gonna get the map, you're gonna get to choose where your kingdom starts, right, and where other kingdoms are, or how many other kingdoms there are, and I think that will make the game very different and a lot of replayability, right? You can make a lot of scenarios and stuff. So I think that's a very cool change. No idea when that's coming, but it's a good concept in my opinion. Next one, more adjustments to kingdom policies. So recently they nerfed this policy a lot. The Council of Commons, they nerfed it twice in 2 different days. Literally, they nerfed it really hard to this one, as you can see right here. This is the 1.3 that I'm playing on. And then the 1.4 patch, they nerfed it again and made this 0.5, right? But it looks like they want to focus on this and change a lot of these. Hopefully they make some of these better. And they are probably going to nerf some of them. Some of the really good ones probably. They're probably going to add, like the ones that have, let's say this one for example, the ones that have only positive, they might add a negative to it, right? Because almost all the policies, except like a couple, maybe 5 or 6, have positives and negatives with it, right? So I think that's what they're going to try to change, is balance it out even more. Next thing, declaring war and making peace as a kingdom. So these buttons right here, hopefully this is what they mean. Right here you can propose peace and you can declare war. Right now those buttons do not work. They have not worked since launch. But pretty much I think they said that they're going to make like a decision screen for this part. So whenever you press this button, I think that like a screen's going to pop up and it's going to show you why you actually want to declare war. Like what's the reason for it. I think it's a cool little concept. Hopefully they implement it very soon though, because listen, right, let's say your kingdom's right here and you get into war with somebody right here. It's very annoying to make peace with them because you have to ride all the way this way, and then you gotta pray that they didn't go around this way, and then all of a sudden you can't find any lords and you can't make peace, and it's very annoying. So hopefully they get this this one done pretty quick, in my opinion. But yeah, I've been looking forward to this button working. Next one, new perks for skills. They're going to be reworked one skill at a time. I kind of predicted this, but it kind of makes sense at the same time. So they fixed the one-handed perks in the new 1.4 patch. They fixed like 15 different perks. This is the old one, by the way. This is 1.3 because 1.4 has some bugs that, you know, I'm not comfortable with playing right now. But in the 1.4, they pretty much changed a lot of these perks. And what they said is they're pretty much going to go from this perk, then they're going to change this one, then this one, then this one, then this one, right? Probably not in that same order, but they're going to change one, see how it affects the game, see how it affects the other perks, and they're going to move on from there, right? Because if they did a complete overhaul, in my opinion, I don't think it would be a good idea. Like if they overhauled everything, it might be a completely different game if you think about it, right? So I kind of agree with their choice to, you know, go one at a time. And also, the 1.4, if you haven't seen it yet, I made an update video for the 1.4 patch. It's going to be in the description as well with the script. Also, they said that they're going to add more quests. They added a quest with the 1.4 patch as well, I think it was Army Needs Supplies was the name of it. But yeah, they're going to balance the effects of them, and they're going to add more quests. Hopefully they make the quests a little bit more worth it, because in my opinion, just fighting battles and stuff like that, or raiding or sieging or stuff like that, it does the same thing as quests. Maybe not reputation wise, but in my opinion, you can just take out a hideout and you'll gain reputation with like all 3 villages around it, instead of doing a quest for every single person and gaining reputation doing that. So hopefully they make it quests more worth it, right? Because for right now, in my opinion, I don't see it worth it. There's a couple quests that are worth it. I talk about the merchant one, where you follow the merchant around, not the merchant, when you follow the caravan around. That one makes you a good amount of early money, but apart from that, I don't think quests are very worth it. They're fun, they're cool, do it once or twice, but it's not the type of grindy quests that you have in other games, right? Next, they talked about they're going to add more main story content, and personally, hopefully, and by the way, just letting you guys know, they were very broad with these descriptions. Like when I say more main story content, that's pretty much what they said in a nutshell. So I'm just adding my comments to it, what I think the best would be and stuff like that, just to just so you guys know. But you can what's it called? All the links are going to be down in the description if you guys want to compare my notes to the notes of the update, right? But so yeah, so they said more main story content, hopefully, because this quest is not cutting it. Where is it? It's just a mess. Where's the original quest? This one. This quest, I don't know. This quest is just something different. The whole, just talk to this guy, then talk to this guy, and then eventually, you pick a side, and then you get the banner, super easy, and then the whole conspiracy thing, like, I don't know. I feel like they got to rework the whole main quest thing, right? It's kind of meh, in my opinion. And it's very easy. It's super easy. I feel like it should be just a little bit harder, in my opinion. Okay, so next, execution consequences. So this one makes sense. They want to make it, what do you call it? I guess more like the effect of executing somebody should be give you a lot more negative than it does right now. There is a hard reputation loss. There was a nerf recently that did that, right? But here's the thing. If you're going to execute everyone, does it matter if everyone hates you? They're all dead. Do you know what I mean? So the hard reputation loss nerf kind of helped, but the people who are going to kill everybody are going to kill everybody anyways, right? So I feel like they still need to keep tweaking that. What I thought was, in my opinion, I feel like they should, because we have this perk in medicine, where is it? Avoid death for one time when terminally sick, right? So that means there's going to be a terminally sick function later on in the game. What I think they should also have like a mentally ill function, right? So let's say you execute too many people, right? You start getting, I forgot the exact terminology, but like you start like, becoming mentally ill. And then if you don't have this perk, you might die from going crazy or something like that. I feel like that would be something, it's kind of out there. We're going to need to add whatever this is, the terminally ill thing, right? But yeah, I think that they should definitely add some more consequences to the execution thing, because people are taking advantage of that very much. Next one, hideout improvements. This one, I have no idea what to expect, but I did make a video about it, I think about 2 weeks ago. I'm going to link it down below. It talks about how I would improve the hideouts. Pretty much how I would, in the video I talk about how I'd improve the duel, and also the other, let's just all battle together function, right? But yeah, we're gonna see how they improve it. Hopefully they don't make it so your whole army can go in, because then they'll make it just way too easy. I kind of like how you go in with a couple people. I know that's kind of controversial, but yeah, we're gonna see how they change it. Next one, kingdom and economy balances. The new 1.4 patch did a lot to the balances. I know I'm playing on 1.3 right now, but they changed a lot in here. Like, as you can see, this is the 1.3. This is before the patch. Everything's +1. In the new patch, these are determined by your prosperity, and they're also a lot higher. Like you'll see plus 17, 15, 15, 7. You know what I mean? You'll see some bigger numbers here. They got rid of some things. They increased the granary, which is the food capacity. They did a lot of good, and hopefully they continue to do a lot of good. And yeah, I enjoy this. I enjoy this screen. Hopefully it can become more not interactive, but more in depth. Right? I'd really enjoy that. If there was more options on this screen, more things you can change, more things you can switch out, I feel like that would be kind of cool. Next thing, we have cheering. This is very much needed. There's already mods for it. You can look up on Nexus Mod Manager. There's already a bunch of mods for it. But the ability for a player to cheer is not in the game, but it has to be. It's very important. It has to be. You know, if you're really into the whole role-playing thing, if you're really deep into a gameplay of like, you know, you're sitting there for 8 hours just playing, you need that cheering. You need it. Now, next one, we have better combat performance. In my opinion, it's already pretty good, but sometimes, you know, stuff misses when it shouldn't. Like some hits don't register when it should. So, obviously, I think over time it's going to get tuned out, you know, how it's supposed to be. Next one, we have better AI formations and tactics. I think this is a very good change. They said they're going to overhaul it, so hopefully they severely change it because the AI has some basic stuff. They have the basic cavalry charge, then the infantry goes, and they also have their legendary shield wall, which doesn't do really much anything, right? So hopefully they change that. Next thing we have is siege towers and ladder UI fixes. So hopefully they're talking about, you know, when you get siege towers, hopefully they climb up all 3 towers. I mean, not all 3 towers, all 3 ladders on the siege tower. And if they can't do that for some reason, I feel like they should just change it to the siege towers. Like, you know, the ones where it drops and everyone just runs up like a little like steep ramp. I feel like that one is amazing. That one works perfectly. I feel like they could just, you know, lower the walls in some of the castles and towns and just have those I guess siege tower ramps, because those work really well. Next thing we have is a replay editor. Very interesting in my opinion. It'd be cool to replay and see, you know, how stuff happened, especially how the looter or peasant killed my level 26 knight, because that happens a lot, and I want to see exactly how it happens. Because, you know, you go to the ending screen and all of a sudden, or you do auto resolve and all of a sudden this 22 looter group somehow took out 2 of your best units. It makes no sense. But hopefully, you know, we get a little replay. We get to see exactly what happened. And also, this also brings in the concept of cinematics. You know, people can create their own cinematics in game. That would be very cool. See what people can come up with. So I feel like that's a very cool tool to have. After that, they said more modding tools and documentation. I think that's very good. I feel like they should really work with the modding community because, what's it called? When it comes to like single player game longevity, right? Mods are just key to that, right? Especially games on the PC, right? Like I feel like if you have good mod support, you're gonna last for a very long time. Like some very good examples of this is Skyrim or even the original Warband, Mount & Blade Warband. They had a lot of mods, huge mod support, huge modding community, and yeah, as you can see, people still play Warband to this day. And the reason this game has so much hype is because people have been waiting on this game for so long, right? So I feel like having better mod support, modding tools, I think it's a very good idea for the community and the overall experience for players. And then to finish it off, they talked about, you know, a lot of bug fixes, FPS, better UI, all that good stuff, right? And at the end, they wanted to end it off also with saying that some of these might change if problems arise or, you know, if they don't need it anymore. None of these are set in stone pretty much. So all the changes I just talked about, this is a list of stuff they're prioritizing right now, but it might change. You never know, you know? Don't just pretty much take everything they said and be like, that's exactly what's happening, you know? Plans change all the time. It's life. It is what it is. But yeah, hopefully this gave you a good outlook on what's to come. Like I said, all the links will be below. My script that I just, you know, pretty much read off and also kind of added my own commentary to. That will also be below, like always. And yeah, ask me any questions and stay safe.